Hi, everybody. It's good to see you this morning. Today, we're going to read a book together. It's called Maybe I Can Love My Neighbor Too. And it's written by Jennifer Grant and illustrated by Benjamin Schipper. And it's a story telling us how to do something that Jesus commanded us to do. When asked, Jesus said that there were two really important commandments. The first was to love the Lord our God with all our heart, all our mind, and all our being, our whole selves. And the second was to love our neighbor as ourself. So this is a story about loving our neighbors. Are you ready? I live at the corner of 9th and 19th, upstairs in apartment 4A. A building is going up across the street. Week after week, it grows taller and taller, climbing high into the sky. Mama, will all the new people be our neighbors too? I ask one day. Every single person is our neighbor, she says, whether they live next door or across the street or far away. I know I'm supposed to love my neighbors, but how can I love that many people? I ask. Mama gives me a hug. Oh, honey, she says, I'm sure you'll find a way. Maybe start by noticing the ways others show love. Can you think of some ways to show your love for other people, even people you don't know? Let's see what she finds out. A man walks by the construction site pushing a shopping cart that's stuffed with blankets and bags. The wheels hit a bump in the road and the cart almost tips over. But one of the workers moves fast to catch it and sets it upright again. Helping someone who's just passing by is a way to show love. Maybe I can love my neighbor too. You see the man with the cart and all the people working on the apartment building? Well, one of those kind gentlemen stopped and helped him, and he didn't even know him. That's a way to show love to your neighbor. Mama and I walk down to the park, just like we do every day. Hi, Tess. I see a man and woman up ahead talking to people while they wait at the light. I stare at the pictures on the man's arms while he tells Mama about people who had to leave their homes because they weren't safe. Mama hands a few dollars to the woman who has a purple stripe in her hair. Giving money so people can have a safe place to live is a way to show love. Maybe I can love my neighbor too. So you know how we do noisy buckets every week when we're in church? Well, that money goes to help children, some children who maybe don't have enough food, or children who might need clothes. Lots of reasons. And the church also gives money to help people who are having a hard time. So we love our neighbor when we give money to the church. At the park, an old man is shouting his dog's name. Shadow, Shadow, he calls. A boy runs after the dog, diving to catch him. A minute later, Shadow is back with his owner. The old man says thank you over and over and over. Helping older folks is a way to show love. Maybe I can love my neighbor too. Can y'all think of some ways to show love to someone who's older? Club 45 sometimes makes cards and sends them. What do you think you could do? Sometimes even just a smile or a hello that makes someone's heart feel good. Or those are ways to show love. "Mama, look at me," I shout, and she waves from the bench under her favorite tree. When I'm all out of breath, I sit at the edge of the sandbox, watching the other kids play. Can you climb the monkey bars? Have you mastered that yet? That was always hard for me. But what a good feeling when you can finally do it, right? A girl tosses me a shovel and pail. Then we build the most elegant castle and dig a moat around it. We decorate it with royal flags made of sticks and seeds and leaves. That was kind of that girl, Mama says while we're walking back home. I liked seeing how she loved her neighbor. And the neighbor this time was you. Sharing toys with a new friend is a way to show love. Maybe I can love my neighbor too. Have you ever made a new friend and shared a toy with them? It's a good idea, isn't it? There's sand between my toes, and Mama says it's time for the tub. But then we hear a knock at the door. It's our neighbors from upstairs, and they baked us a loaf of bread. Sharing good things to eat is a way to show love. Maybe I can love my neighbor too. Oh, I love fresh bread right out of the oven. Yum! That is a great way to show love, to share cookies or freshly baked bread. Have you ever done that? I bet you have. At dinner, I tell Daddy, guess what? I learned something new today. That's what I like to hear, he says. What is it? Every person in the whole world is my neighbor, and I can love them too. I would love to hear your ideas of how you can love others. I can give my birthday money to someone who needs it more than me, I say, or I could carry groceries or open doors for people who aren't as strong as I am. I pull up my sleeves and show my muscles. See? She's telling her dad all the ways she can show love. There are a lot of ways, I say. I can be kind to other kids in the park, or even bake something to share with people in our building. I knew you'd find ways to share love to others, Mama says with a smile. Every other person in the whole wide world is my neighbor, whether they live next door or across the street or far, far away. And I know I can love my neighbors too. See? How about you? Can you think of ways? And here she is. Can you see? It looks like she's bringing them lemonade or water or something to drink. So she's loving the men across the street who are working on that apartment building. But she doesn't know them. So I would love for you to think of some ways that you can show love to your neighbor, to people you don't know, to anyone. Well, remember, I love you and Jesus loves you so, so much.